All right, today we're going to be talking about factoring by grouping. Now, this is a technique you're going to need to know to do some of our quadratic things, kind of leading up to the quadratic formula and all that stuff. But again, this is going to be similar to what we did in the last video where we took out the greatest common factor. The thing that's going to be different this time is we're going to have to basically group these things, these polynomials, in a way that they can then take out greatest common factors. Now, this is pretty easy. It's pretty much just like setting up two binomials here. So let's start. Let's say I'm going to group these two things, and that's basically what we're going to do on each of these is we're going to just group them, the two numbers next to each other. And then in each group, we're going to take out our greatest common factor. Okay? So when I look at this, let's start with our first group here. I got 2x and then plus 6. 6 could be rewritten as 2 times 3, right? So there's a factor of 2 in each of those. So I take out the 2, put it in front, and that's going to leave me with just an x and a plus 3. Okay? Then I look at my second group, and I've got a y in each, and 3 is already a prime number. So the only thing that I have a common factor of is just the y in each one. So I can write that as plus y to the x plus 3. So why do we do this? Well, we're trying to set up, this was once just a binomial, but it's been multiplied through. Okay, we're trying to find that original binomial grouping, okay, or quadratic grouping. So one thing you'll notice here is each of these terms has a common factor now of x plus 3. So we're going to factor out the x plus 3. It's a common factor. We're going to move that in front. So we're going to have x plus 3 in front now. And that leaves me with a 2 plus y. So that's going to be multiplying with 2 plus y. Okay? And that is our factored grouping there. Okay? If I were to multiply through, x times 2 is 2x, 3 times 2 is 6, and then 3 times 2 is, wait. Oh, 3 times y. Yeah, sorry. I lost track of it. But yeah, it would multiply out and you would get the same thing right here. Okay? Let's do another example. Let's look over here at number 4. So again, I'm going to group them. Nice and easy. And then I'm going to look at these and I'm going to factor out my greatest common factor in each of these. So this first group, I've got a y, right? This is technically negative 1 times y, right? So when I factor it out, and I have y is equal to, or times x, and then this just becomes a 1, so minus 1. That's what's left after you take out the y. Okay, and then we do the same thing over here. They both have 6, so we take out 6. Easy. So plus 6 times x. And again, since we took out the 6, this is technically negative 1 times 6. So I'm left with just a minus 1. So that gives me the same binomial there that I can then factor out in front. So I'm going to have an x minus 1 in front multiplying with the y plus 6. And that's my final answer. Pretty easy, right? Let's look at another one. Let's look down here at the bottom. Ooh, starting to get in some imaginary numbers here. Could just be I as a variable, I guess, but I means imaginary to me. You'll get to that later this year. You'll love it. All right, so look at this one. hi minus 5h, they just have an h in common, right? So h goes in front. And that leaves me with an I minus 5. Okay? And then I've got 3I minus 15. 15 is like 3 times 5, so they both have a 3. So we're going to take out a 3, so plus 3. And that leaves me with an I minus 5. Hey, look, same binomial. Factor that out in front. I've got I minus 5, and then I'm left with H plus 3. So multiplying with H plus 3. And that is your answer. Not too tough, right?